All right, man. So something that. All right, man. So. Okay, so I'm going to review. All right, man. So I've been wanting to do this for a long time now. Which is, and I can't remember who the fuck I talked to the other day, but when hold on, no, yeah, I don't. Hold on. Just give me like 2 seconds. Who the fuck was I talking to the other day, man? And when I say the other day, I mean like fucking months ago, maybe even years ago. I don't know, man, but I think I mentioned it to someone that I wanted to do this type of shit where I would like watch a battle and then just kind of like give my input on it. You know what I mean, like good or bad. Um, so, sir says, oh, you thought I was on the game, bro? Nah, man, I wasn't. I'm not on the game. But I'm just gonna like do like a review, not a review. I just want to get like my thoughts on the battle, bro. Like I just want to see what this battle was all about, and that's it. You just watching give my opinion about it or whatever. All right, so we're just gonna like skip to the start of the battle, so we're not waiting, like the loading time and shit. All right, so this should be good. Like okay, so I cut off the I can't even talk. The volume for the battle. So wait, hold on though. I got it paused. Damn, bro, this is kind of weird, man. This is like a video within a video. The Matrix, nigga. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Why isn't it? Oh wait, this guy picked the 4GT. Oh, somebody got kicked. Redo. Okay. Okay, so it was a redo, I guess. We're gonna skip to the next round. Let me see. Where is it? 8. Right here. Oh, it was regular. I thought it was a battle, bro. I thought this shit was a battle. Since you said it was a battle, or you mentioned it, or whatever. Um, but the guys, I think they were keeping score. So I don't know. All right, so I guess okay, so we'll just call it regular. So I guess a regular lobby started, and let's see what happens. Hmm. So let's see here. Who's the most wanted? So it looks like is Jalsi is the most wanted, and you have Sir and Blub Blub. I don't even know who the hell that is. And Platinum. Who is Platinum, bro? Is Platinum 88 like people say he is or nah? Yeah, it's only a battle if I join, bro. Like fucking explosion or a B. He taught BL plane. Nah, bruh. Nah, bro. Um, let me see. So it was Sir Platinum. It was Blubber. I don't know what the fuck. And Yalsi versus um Wagner, who's Felipe, um, douchebag, and Wagner, Felipe. Well, that's Felipe. Douchebag, relentless. Is that Blaze? Is that Blaze, bro? Like, uh, that guy, relentless. That's him, right? Who's legit a new player? What are you talking about? And then who is Wolf? Who is Wolf? So I kind of keep track of people. Who is Wolf? So Platinum is a legit new player. I didn't fucking know that, bro. So it's Blaze. Okay. All right. So let's see here. So the most wanted is getting away. They spiked the shit out of the tunnel. Oh, Platinum is a new player. Man, that's cool, bro. Shit. Okay. So this guy. So Sir, you're EMPing. Okay. So Sir just did a combo. Oh man, Sir was fucking raping people, man. Rocha. Oh, it's Rocha. Okay. Okay. Now I know. Okay. 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 Good. All right. So it's Rocha, Felipe, Douchebag, and Blaze versus Sir. Y'all see Platinum, the new player Platinum, and Bubbler. No, not Bubbler. Blubber. Can't even read, bro. What the fuck? I need to go back to school and shit. All right, so Felipe, like always, he's in the back, so no fucking surprise there. Yeah. So I can't say much about anything. I mean, Felipe is in the back. If Felipe was in the front, this shit would be more exciting. But right now, we're just watching this nigga, just hang back and enjoy the views and shit to the lake to the left. Fuck. So let's see who's back here. So we have Felipe, um, some other niggas. I don't know. Can't see shit. Okay, so Blubber just fucking destroyed Rocha. So yeah, GG, bro. So now these guys are desperately trying to catch up, and by the time they catch up, the racers are just gonna have spikes, and they're gonna just stop them. So and all the races are together, which is this guy crashed and this guy just got put on critical condition here, and he's gonna eat shit. But he dodged the fucking spike somehow, man. What a beast! This motherfucker. This motherfucker. Alright, so Blaze crashed. Felipe is fucking dead. Most wanted escapes. 1-0. GG. Alright. So that round, I couldn't really see shit except for what I could read. Because Felipe was in the back. So, yeah. Alright, so we're going to skip to the next round. And I think it's, who's the most wanted here? Felipe. Alright, so he's using his NOS. Um, taking, taking a circle around. This is basically the World Cup game from today. Oh, yeah, bro. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. All right. So they're giving him a bump. Um, not the greatest management of NOS, but not the worst. I've seen worst. Um, but he's gonna get jumped right here by the GT2s, I think. And well, not jump, but they got past all the racers, trying to get hit, get put on the wall, get bumped from behind, put on the wall. Sir, you're an idiot. Sir, why would you crash right there, sir? What the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, stop being retarded, bro. Why would you crash, man? See, you were so desperate, crash the most wanted, that you ate shit, bro. Stop, bro. You're doing too much. Fucking sorry, man. And now he's gonna blame it on his PC. Nah, nigga. This was you being Russian, motherfucker. That's what you are. You're a Rusher. You're Sideswipe. That's it. Sideswipe 28. Nigga, Russian all the fucking time and shit. Bitch ass nigga. Nah, I'm just kidding, bro. I would have probably done the same fucking thing, so it's all good in the hood. Alright, so douchebag is getting EMP by Sir. Man, Sir is fucking raping people, bro. Like, this nigga doesn't know how to be cool in a battle. Wait, oh, never mind. In a regular lobby. This nigga calls it a regular lobby. This nigga. Alright, so let's see here. So the most one has one racer. Surges fucking put the last racer all the way in the back. And let's see here. So you got 3 cops on the most wanted and 1 racer with the most wanted, and he's got both of his spikes. So I think what's gonna happen here, the racer is gonna probably have to like get in front of the most wanted, so the most wanted can spike the train shortcut. So let's see what happens. So if it was me, I would probably be building a little bit of NOS here, depending on whether or not they call a roadblock, which they might. No roadblock, I guess. So So I missed the part. Did the most wanted spiked or not? So this is a battle? Oh shit. Nah, bro. I'm talking about. This was a rattle mix. I think so. I don't fucking know. I'm just reviewing a battle that I found on Felipe's channel, bro. You know, like somehow this shit popped up. All right, so Felipe is taking a right here, going to the fight or flight area right here. Burn the jammer. Um, Relentless was still, Blaze still way the fuck in the back. They're probably gonna try to meet up the other way around, but I doubt it. Got a roadblock here, call from Sir. Let's see what Felipe does. Is he gonna eat shit? Oh no, clean, man. That shit was clean. That shit was fucking clean, bro. Like, this nigga did not even flinch. Good shit. Good shit, bro. Alright, so we got 3 cops on the most wanted. He's gonna eat shit. Oh, he dodged that fucking car. What a beast. All right, man. Try to put pressure on this nigga. Go pass him and drop your spikes. Ah, man, I hate it, man. Bro, if you're gonna pass him, drop your fucking spikes. Come on, sir. You're fucking up, man. Hey, what's up, Nico? Oh, Felipe just got raped. Oh shit, what the fuck, bro? I was reading Nico's messages, and Felipe got fucking destroyed, bro. What the fuck just happened? Oh man, I gotta watch that again, bro. Hold on, Nico. Hold on, bro. Hold on, bro. Hold on, hold on. All right, okay, look at this. Look at this, right? This is perfect example of how shit can just go from worse to just getting raped. Watch, watch. Just watch. Watch this shit right here. Watch, watch, watch. Hold on, watch. Boom! This nigga get hit, right? Boom, again, here comes another two more EMPs, bro. This nigga's gonna get hit right here, like, boom, bitch. Bruh. Oh man, what did Nico say? Stop reacting to mixes and come back to the game. Nico, bro, like I wish I could, man. I wish I could. It's not as simple as just coming back to the game. It's it's a lot more, man. And honestly, man, like, um, it's not okay. People think that we can just come back to the game like that, bro. Like, it's really not just that easy anymore. Um, a lot has happened with real life shit. People are extremely busy, man, with work, with school, and like the thing is, in order to be good on this game, bro, like in order to be good on this game, you have to practice. You know what I mean? You have to practice high intensity lobbies. You have to practice versus good people. You have to eat shit most of the time, and it takes a lot from you, bro. And you know, putting aside the fact that it takes a lot from you mentally, it takes a lot of your time. So this is not just affecting, your mind, because you do get into a mindset where everything, just makes sense. The game kind of like takes over you, and people who are good at this game will understand what I'm saying. Nico, you're one of them. Oh, you see what I did there, bro? You're a beast, Nico. Nico is like top. I don't know, bro. Nico is like top 40 players on NFS, bro. Like, I mean that shit, bro. There's only like 40 people on this fucking game right now, bro. Like, that's like the worst compliment ever, bro. My bad, Nico. My bad, bro. Oh, that motherfucker. Oh, shit, I'm sorry, bro. I was just fucking around, bro. You know me. Oh, this guy's gonna eat shit. Yep. Bro, like, don't rush, man. Like, this is something I tell people over and over again. Here's a perfect example. Felipe. Like, he wasn't jammed. He was not blinded by anybody. He could have just, taken one good look at the map, and he would have seen that a cop was standing at the end of the fucking shortcut. Chances are he was gonna get spiked. So like, why are you rushing, bro? Like, why are you rushing? Like, stop. I've done that myself. I'm not gonna lie, but when it's so obvious, it's kind of like, what the fuck. So don't rush, man. That shit. The game is dead. You haven't played in 2 weeks. Ah, shit, Nico. I don't know, bro. I haven't played in like, I don't know, bro. Like, whatever. Like, I don't miss the game, bro. Like, I really don't. It's just the time that cause for me, man, if you're gonna play the game, don't just play once a week every couple of months. You know what I mean? If you're gonna play the game, dude, like, play often, play a lot. So I just don't have the time, bro, and neither does everybody else. Like, their schedules are kind of fucked. My schedule is fucked right now, so it's just a matter of time. But I'm sure that at sometime in the future, everything is gonna like settle back down, and we'll have some free time to bullshit, especially in the summertime for us, North Americans here, because that's when school ends. A lot of jobs sort of like die down in the summer, so that's when, and I mean that's when we were most active. Even this past summer, 6 months ago, we were most active. Oh, this guy just got fucking raped. Bubbler, you fucked it up. You're going to jail, cut. Look at this guy. Go to jail, motherfucker. Oh, and this guy saves him. What a beast! And now he's gonna. He could have parked bus sir or whoever he wanted, but yeah, that was a fucking hellhole. And look at Blobber, man. He's just struggling. He couldn't get past that intersection. That shit was cursed. So that's motherfucker. So, but nah, man. Going back to what I was saying, maybe in the summer we'll come back and play more, bro. But as of right now, I just don't see it happening. You know what I mean? And what's the point of one person being good and the other one's not giving a shit? It's just gonna make everybody's life harder. So there's just no point. Mm. But like I said, in the summertime in 6 months, we'll play. We'll be, I'll have my vacation. People will be out of school. Job is gonna die down a bit. We'll be back. We'll be back. Just wait. All right. So, Bubbler, he got fucking destroyed, bro. Like this dude got ended right there. All right. So we're gonna move on to the next round. I don't even know what the score is, but I think it's like 1-1 or 2-2 or some shit like that. But anyways, all right. So now we have Blaze as the most wanted. Um, and this guy is good, man. This guy can, this guy can run. He's pretty quick, huh? Is he in a racing team, Blaze, or no? Cause he's pretty decent, man. He can do some shit. Oh man. Oh whoa whoa whoa. See man, that's one thing that people have to be careful with in certain tracks. You know what I mean? Not fucking it up for the most wanted, man. Cause people try to go fast, and they don't match that same speed as the most wanted, and instead of giving them a boost or getting ahead to give them slipstream, they end up fucking up the most wanted. So people got to be careful. Oh man, sir is getting raped. Fucking EMP and spikes. This nigga didn't even know what hit him. It was just like boom, boom, bitch. You know, quick death. Oh, look at the lag. This guy got underneath his fucking car, bro. Shit. Shit, bro. Man. And I think these guys were speaking Spanish, but I don't want to cut the volume on because it'll just be a bunch of nonsense, especially if you don't speak the language. And I'm not about to translate everything for free, man. Like, you gotta pay me some money. That takes brain cells and fucking brain power and electricity that I'm wasting doing this shit. you know, hell nah. All right, so cool down. These guys should be able to control the whole thing here, right? Or maybe not. Let's see. Okay, this guy's letting him go. Is he gonna spike? Yeah, he's gonna spike. Good spike. Cop is gonna eat shit. Yep. There it is. There it is. Good spikes by Felipe. But it looks like, let's see, we got one healthy cop, Platinum. I don't know, man. Like, what do you guys think of Platinum? Do you think he's good? Do you think he's bad? Let's do a player rating of the whole lobby right here. What do you guys think of Platinum, man? Like, what is his main? What do you think Platinum's main skill is? Like, what is he good at? Hit translate. Yeah, sir's gonna give you my. Bro, man, sir, you guys on sir bought a fucking ticket to Mars, bro, with Elon Musk. That's how much money this nigga has, bro. Like, this nigga rich, bro. Like beyond your wildest fucking dreams. No pun intended. Like this nigga is mad rich, bro. Oh shit. But anyways, man. All right, man. So what do you guys think of Platinum, man? Like, do you think Platinum is a good player? Do you think Platinum, it's a piece of shit? Like, what's going on? Cause I've heard mixed reviews about Platinum. I heard some shit about him, and I heard some negative shit about him, and I heard all kinds of shit about him. Good, bad. So I want to know what the public thinks, and then I'll give you my opinion on this motherfucker. Oh man, no, nobody's even paying attention. That's cool. Shit, man. All right, no, okay. So I know there's like lag between what I'm saying and what's going on, so just give it time. I think it's like 10 seconds or 15 seconds. I don't know why it's so fucking high. Okay, so let's see. So he was doing decent, but he got tired later on. Well, see, man, that's why you gotta build endurance. That's why you gotta keep, doing the same thing over and over again until it gets repetitive. Once it gets repetitive, it'll get boring, and once it gets boring, it'll be natural. It'll be like second nature. So, I don't know. Okay, I'll tell you what I think of Platinum, right? He he's got. I think it was the other day that we played with him in that bullshit regular lobby or whatever. And he was out of sync, from what we were doing, right? So he was completely out of sync. Um, a lot of the things he was doing, like we could see why he was doing them, right? But they were not. It's not that they were wrong, because to say that what he was doing was wrong would be to say that everything he did was wrong. But that's not the point. What I'm trying to say is that what he was doing was not the most beneficial thing during the moments he was doing it. I can give you an example. He dropped a bunch of spikes during that lobby that were just, they were just timed incorrectly. If he would have just, had half a second more to think or to see the whole situation more clearly, he would have been right on point. But, I guess um, his general awareness of timing, because like there's a rhythm, there's a beat, it goes up and down, side to side, left to right, front to back. So and you gotta like sort of like move with it, right? And when you're not in sync with whatever is going on around you, your weapon usage will either be late, early, or just bad. So and all three are just not things that you want to get used to, because the worst thing about being out of rhythm is the fact that you're either too fast or too slow. There's never a happy medium. So that's the only thing that I would recommend he, you know, works on, is being more aware of like everything else. Like taking a look at the mini map. It's like I know it's redundant to say the same fucking thing, for over 10, 12 years, but it's such an important asset that if you pay attention to it, why just taking a quick look every now and again, it can save you from a bunch of nightmares. And a lot of people don't stop to realize that a quick look at the map will give you a great sense of what's going on around you. So that would be the only thing that I would recommend he works on. Other than that, the guy, he stays alive, can drop good weapons, as you just saw, with the double spikes covering the whole width of the road. So he's out there. Look at him. He's EMPing off to the side, using his jammers. He fucked that guy up. I think that was Rocha. So props to him for that. So that to me is a power play. And okay, so now he did that, but the round is over. So that to me is what I call a power play. When you go and use a jammer properly, and then you combine it with a set of spikes, and then an EMP or a turbo, or just crashing somebody, or not running into something like that's you keep this momentum going of doing things right. So in that sense of the explanation, I think that Platinum is a really good player. He's just 1 second behind on being aware of what's going on, and sometimes 1 second ahead. And well, how do you know? How do you know when the perfect time is? Well, it all depends on the situation and what's going on around you. There are situations when you're not going to have a chance to think. Like, I get that. I've been myself in that situation where it was either I did what I had to do, or, God knows what would have happened, right? And, coulda, shoulda, woulda really doesn't apply to anything you do. Once you do it, you do it. And once you don't do it, well, you don't fucking do it. It's pretty self explanatory. So that's one thing that I would recommend Platinum works on. Like, again, I hope he doesn't take, what I'm saying right here, right now, personal. I have nothing against that guy. They tell me that he's a new player. I'm glad to see him, uh, succeed and get good at this game. To me, he's a decent player. I just wish that he had more um, awareness of what's going on around him. Other than that, I think he's decent. He's good enough for any lobby in today's most wanted world, even though some may not think that. That's fine. Not everybody will see eye to eye on what I'm saying, but that's all right, because that's the beauty of opinion, right? That everybody has one, and none of them are right, not even mine, only to me. But that's weird, because I'm the one saying it. So, anyways, we're not gonna get into that type of shit. City. City says, I've been wanting to see this type of videos for so long, analyzing gameplay. We're analyzing players, bro. We're still watching the gameplay, but we're We're just sort of like ranking the players and giving our honest opinions about the things that they do good and the things that they could improve on. And we just did Platinum. He was the first one. So we're gonna do. Let's see. We got 7 other people in like 3 more hours. We're gonna do. Let's see. Who should we criticize next? Let's do this guy playing right now. Let's do Felipe, man. Right? Felipe. All right. I got some things to say about Felipe. Not. They're not bad. All right. So just I want you guys to know. I just have some shit to say about him. And like I said, it's not negative or anything. Just so Felipe, man, he he's been playing this game for a very long time. Right? Um, you just tuned in. It's all good, man. I've been on this shit for like what 26 minutes, and I'll go for like another hour or so, or maybe more. We'll see. Um, you haven't missed much, man. Just me talking shit like always. Um, getting drink. Go get yourself a drink. Huh? Hey, man. Hey, man. Just don't abuse that shit, man. Because you know, just criticize City. Yeah, we'll do City last. All right. You got to stay tuned for what I got to say about City. All right. You might be surprised. Hmm. All right. So, all right. Let's do Felipe next. Felipe, man. He is a really old player. Um, he. I hate to say it, man, but Felipe he he's stuck in like the same Felipe from like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago. When then there was that lapse of time where he was gone for like 3 or 4 years. He recently came back, and when I say recently, I mean like a couple of years ago. Um, he's always been neither good nor bad, but I don't mean that. Like I said, I don't mean these things in a negative way to put the player down or anything like that. I just mean that in how I see it. Like um, Felipe can perform really well, but I feel like, all right, I feel like Felipe, you have to catch him on a good day. Because if you catch him on a bad day, he's not connected. He's not there physically. He is, but mentally he's all over the place. And the problem with that is, you don't know which Felipe you're gonna get. Um, any day of the week. Like you can pick a random day of the week and you just don't know. You're just gonna get whatever you're gonna get and you have to go along with it. Um, but that was like I guess you could call that the negative, all right? And I get it. Some people don't want to hear it, and I can even criticize myself on things that I know I do wrong, and I will not hold anything back. I mean, after all, it is me. So what the fuck, right? So I guess you can call that the negative or the not so happy side of it. But ever since not too long ago, this happened like within the past 6 months. Um, this guy has been getting more consistent. And there's something like really, really cool and interesting that I've been noticing about Felipe. And he has finally created a tandem. And for those of you who don't know what a tandem is just a couple of two, or in one, right? So when he plays with Snake, Felipe will do extremely well and Snake will follow suit. So they have created that player connection that if one does good, the other one does just as good, if not better. So that's one positive thing about him. That if he's playing with Snake, he's playing good. So if you want to like guarantee that Felipe will play a decent battle or regular lobby, make sure that he's got Snake on his team. And it's a very interesting combination because they are friends. They are very good friends. So, if they can use that to their advantage, that would be a very successful relationship because without them even trying or knowing that they're doing this, they're getting better at the game. And so is Snake. Snake will play terribly by himself. He just gets lost. But when he plays with his buddy Felipe, they fucking they dance well together. Like it just goes with the flow, and they have the timing, they have the logic, they have the ability to read each other's moves and what the fuck one's gonna do before this other motherfucker does it. So that would be a very positive thing for him. So that's what I would say about this guy. Let me see here. Who should we do next, man? Like who should we do next? We did Platinum Felipe. Let's see. Let's do Uh, let's see. Who should we? Let's do Blubber. Blubber. You know, I don't know much about him, but you know, I'll just give my 2 cents about him. Blubber. I think he belongs to W. Well, okay, that sounded incorrectly. I think he's part of the WSP team. Am I correct, or is that not right? But I think I'm right. Am I right, or am I retarded or something? Most of you are like, yeah, you are, motherfucker. It's fine. It's fine. I've been told. Okay, it's not the first time. But is he WSP? Titan is Roaches. Yeah, I know that's Rocha. Yeah, that's Rocha. Let me see. Blubber, is he WSP, bro? Like that's all I want to know. Oh, and I know there's a delay, so I'm gonna have to like sit here and wait and shit. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and assume that he is WSP. I couldn't find shit on the internet about him. Like, so he's solo. Okay, so Sir says that he's solo. Was he ever WSP? Because I'm pretty sure that he was WSP at one point or another, man. I'm like 100% sure, man. Help me out here, man. Like, so we can keep going. That's all I need to know. Was he ever WSP? Blubber is solo. Okay, so I guess he's been just a stand-up dude from the get-go. But I used to see him play with WSP. Okay, that's how I remember this dude. I guess he switched from PS4 to what is he on right now? Let me see. Where is he? I am Blub. Is he on PC or you can't even make out the fucking dude? Like, man, Felipe, man, you better and you need to work on your stream quality, man. This shit is garbage. Um, let's see. Is he Xbox? Okay. He was okay. So he was okay. So he was WSP. Okay. So yeah. See, I was right. I would always see him play with Vexam and Saeed and the rest of them motherfuckers. So all right. What was I gonna say here? Okay. So about him, right? Let's just do like the negative first, and then we'll end on a good note because nobody wants to like hear good and then shitty shit, right? Like nobody wants to do that. Oh, that's a good rush right there by Felipe. See, like that's what I mean. Like things like that, you know what I mean? Where it's just a split-second decision, and if you commit to the decision, you know it will be right. And he did. Look, now he's the first guy. I mean, he's still gonna get rock with a couple of EMPs, but it still be good. And this guy, I don't know why Bubbler spike right there. See, like the timing was not correct because if this guy knows anything about the first cop on the map, he would understood he would have known that all he had to do was hold on to the spikes, EMP him again, and it would have been nice. But still, they're gonna get away just from what's happening. So, so, so I'm guessing that whenever he was WSP, he must have been from Hot Pursuit, just regular lobbies, right? And then he got invited to Most Wanted. He fell in love with the mode, and he got somewhat decent. He did the right thing by switching to Xbox because the PS4 version of this game is just not it's just not it's not the best experience. So comparable to that of the Nintendo Wii or Switch or whatever. So yeah, you know go ahead and try to explain the $4 you're gonna spend on a PS4 for this fucking game. It's not worth it. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not fucking worth it. So he so here's what here's the positive thing I would say about Bubbler. Knowing where he came from, knowing the opportunity he was given at WSP, knowing the fact that he left, and knowing that he is considered among other players to take part in a lobby of, this is not the best lobby, this is not the worst lobby. This is just, this lobby will give you a challenge. Whether you're good or not, this lobby will, test you here and there and so on and so forth. That means that the guy has improved. Judging, and I'm gonna just go ahead and say this, judging by how he spiked right there, he should have just looked at the map and you know he would have seen the truth. But timing, that's I guess that's something that everybody can work on. It's the timing because a lot of the times we're not paying attention or we think this is something that kills timing. Um, when we're playing with a good player and we expect this good player to do like everything right, and then we get thrown into weird space if this player starts to like not do everything right, because then we get put under pressure. So sometimes that could be the case with some of these people, especially like Blover. He saw maybe Sir in the back, or he saw this, and he thought, oh, I better act now, and it ended up hurting more than doing good. Although they did get away. We're not judging the round. We're judging the situation and the player and the decision making. That's what we're judging. We're not judging the rounds. The rounds you can clearly see it. See them by yourself and make your own assumptions. Let's see. So that was Bubbler. Let's see who else. Mm, mm, mm. Let's review Blaze. Right? Review this motherfucker like he's a piece of like I don't know something and shit. Like he's not a human being. I think he used to play it on the Xbox, right? Xbox 360 or whatever the hell that shit is called, live. Um, I think that's where he came from, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember him on the PS3. I don't know if he ever had a PS3. If he did, I don't really remember him. I'm pretty sure he did though. PS3. I'm pretty sure he did. He's fast. Yeah, he Blaze can keep up, man. He is very fast. And that is something that's very positive about him because nobody likes a slow most wanted. Nobody likes a slow cop. Nobody likes a slow teammate. You want that rhythm of speed. You want that constant average speed. So in that sense, the guy can keep up with a lot of like the faster racers in this game. And it's very hard to keep up with those people because they just don't make mistakes. And a lot of the times, what they'll do is they know you're not fast, right? So what they'll do is they'll just like throw it into fucking cruise control, and what they'll do is they'll just run routes. You know what I mean? Because they know that if they run routes perfectly, you're gonna end up fucking up, because this is what they do. This is how they get that speed. So it's just a matter of keeping calm. But this guy, he's fast, man. I don't think I have anything negative. um, let's see. He was relentless. Of PS3 came along with Sleeping and Betty and okay. Oh, when they all together switched to the PS3. Okay, so he's yeah. I know he was with that little crew of people from Xbox that migrated over to the PS3 like towards the end. Um, so yeah, he's a very good player. I don't think I have anything bad to say about him. I don't know him personally, so this is all based on um, the power of presumption. So nothing major negative to say about the dude. Maybe I mean just from what I've seen. I mean, I don't want to say that he's bad as a cop because I've seen him be the only one with the most wanted. I've seen him not be there at all. So it's a healthy mix. Um, I don't know if there's anything that he thinks that he should be working on. Because I can't point anything out. Like he's a very complete player. I think he is. So props to him, man. He's a very decent player. So let's see here. Who else? Let's see. So Platinum, Blover, Felipe, Relentless. Let's do Sir. Let's talk some shit about Sir. Um, Sir, man, he's a very methodical player. Um, when I say methodical player is somebody who absolutely does everything by the books, like so to speak. He knows what he has to do, he executes to the to the fullest of his potential, and keeps moving forward. He doesn't look back. He keeps moving forward. That's something that has been a characteristic of this player ever since we first met back in 2011 or whatever, or 2012, whatever it was. He's always been a very, you know, how can I say it? Not hard-headed when it comes to Most Wanted, but like I said, very methodical. You know, he sticks to the norm. He sticks to the rules. He sticks. You know, you can't shake his belief. And if he has to do something, he'll just do it. But here's the thing, though. Here's something that sometimes I wish, sir, man, and we're teammates. We've been friends for a very long time, but I'm just gonna have to say what I have to say, man. Sometimes, bro, and this is the negative, I guess. Sometimes this guy plays so fucking good, and he expects his I don't want to call them noobs, but let's just say less experienced players on his team to understand what he's thinking. Like and I do the same thing. Like that's one of my flaws. I expect people to understand what I'm thinking because it's common sense, because I'm doing it in a appropriate manner during a appropriate situation, and it pisses me off when people just piss it all away when all they had to do was just look at the map real quick, or look at the situation real quick, or look at the weapons real quick, or just have a very like awareness of what's going on around you. And I feel like if that is something that this dude can work on, he would do a lot better with people. But at the same time, though, this is one of those counterproductive traits that he has, because by being so methodical, he's forcing other people to do things correctly, and there is no ha 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 about it, there is no lol about it. It's just like, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm going to do, and this is what you're gonna have to do in order to sort of like fit in what I'm doing. All right, like he's not giving you the option to say more than, okay, this is what I got to do to fit in. That's it. You either fit in, or you're gonna eat shit, because when players execute according to whatever they're thinking, they don't care what happens in the back. They don't care about collateral damage. And the problem with that is that sometimes, like I said, people are out of rhythm. So when you play with somebody, as talented as Sir is, you have to be ready. You can't jump on the game and expect Sir to fuck up, because chances are he's not going to. And the fact that he doesn't fuck up will guarantee, he may not say a word, but he's gonna feel some type of way about it. He's gonna be like, why isn't this fucker, doing the simple things that matter? And to a degree, he is correct. So I feel like when you play with Sir, and this is advice for everybody else, man, if because this guy will perform when everybody's doing, good, this guy will fucking perform even better. It's like an ego boost. So this is what I would recommend, so that everybody is happy. When you're playing with this dude, play good. I'm not saying play perfect, because people will mistake playing good with playing perfect. You can play good but not be perfect. So you got to understand what the difference is. So just make sure that you are ready to go as soon as the round starts. Don't fuck it up. As soon as the round starts, knows that you're gonna have a very good teammate who's gonna do a lot of work for you to capitalize on. But you have to be in the ready zone when this happens. Otherwise, like I said, you may not hear it, but you will definitely feel it in the air. And it's such a, like I said, it's a counterproductive thing, because on one side you're doing everything right, and on the other side you're forcing other people to do everything right because you're doing everything right. Because at the end of the day, who the fuck wants to go back to a chat? Because I know this from past experience. This is what would happen, right? We would get on a lobby, play versus some people. Things would either go good or bad. It doesn't really matter. And then what do? 5 minutes after you're done with the lobby, LOL in the chat, right? Oh, we fucked them up, or LOL, this, or LOL, did you see that? But God forbid let it be something bad that nobody wants to talk about, right? God forbid, you end up losing the lobby, like, by a lot of points, like 4, 5, 6 points behind, right? Against everybody on the left or whatever. What's the first thing you're gonna say, bro? Like, the first thing you're gonna hear from people in the chat is not LOL. It'll be, you need to fix this, that, and that other shit, and remember at the fucking bridge, I told you not to do this, or I told you not to do that. So it's this rhythm, right? If you do good, everything will be happy. If you don't do so hot, then you're gonna have a conversation with your teammates and you're gonna go off on them. And I've been the cause of that type of shit. But at the same time, it's for the same sake, for the same fucking sake of the team doing better. It's never been for personal gain. It's always been for the benefit of the team, right? So players like Sir, like I said, man, this is not, criticism that affects them in any negative way. But sometimes when you play with such a good player, you have to be ready to go because the player will be ready to go. Sir doesn't need to get on here and practice for 3 hours like Felipe did yesterday for this lobby. He doesn't need to do that. He'll just get on, drive for 15 minutes. He'll, jump in the chat and say, yo, I've been driving. I think I got it. Let's go. And when he says that, even though he may not sound sure of it, he's ready to go. So you have to be able to understand these good players that when you have them in your team, you have to take full advantage of their skill. I'm not saying let them take every EMP and let them eat every spike for you. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when these players, go ahead and like I was saying before, perform a, let's just call it a power move, right? You spike, you EMP, you do this, you do that, you crash the most wanted, you call a roadblock, you fuck them up, that type of shit. They're gonna put you in that situation as a cop or as a racer where you already saw their skill be performed, and whatever you do now will be the fruits of their sacrifice. So you have to be able to capitalize on that type of shit. And the problem with players like Sir who are just, really, really talented is that they'll think to themselves, they'll say, okay, I fucked up the most wanted, I fucked up the cops, I fucked up the racers, I fucked up this, I fucked up that, I did this, I did that, you know what I mean? And my teammates couldn't do shit. Like that shit is so fucking deflating. That shit just takes all of your motivation away. So when somebody's so good, again and again gets their motivation taken away by the fact that racers or the team, they're not doing whatever they're supposed to be doing when they're put in situations as such, is it's they stop giving a shit. It's like, why do I do all this and do all that if these guys are just gonna piss it all away, right? So now you understand why these guys are so good when they get online. There is no transitioning period, right? It's you either hit the ground running or these players are not gonna want to play with you again. And they're not doing it because you're bad. They're doing it because you don't do enough. Not doing enough and being bad are two different things. Two different things. You can be bad, you can still do enough, but if you only do enough, or if you don't do enough, and you pretend to be good, or people perceive you as being good, but you can't capitalize when a good player does this and does that, are you really? Are you really? Because I don't think you are, right? And I'm speaking of you in general terms. I'm not speaking about anybody in particular. So, my advice would be this. On the negative side, I would ask for more patience from players who are not as good as Sir. I would ask for more of a accommodating manner. However, I would also request that whoever plays with good players, and not just Sir, I'm talking about good players in general, also executes according to whatever is happening. And sometimes you have to think, what is this player going to do? What would be the most sensible thing for me to do, right? So that's what I would say about him. Again, it's nothing bad. It's just things that I see not only in him but in me that can help us in the long run. It's just having a little more patience with this guy sometime. And sometimes it happens to me too. It's like, why the fuck didn't Felipe do this or that at this time and blah blah blah. It's like, okay, maybe I wasn't seeing what he was seeing. So you got to give him the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? And see, man, sir, bro, like you're a good sport. You took it like a good sport, and it's like, bro, like it's true. Like it happens to all of us. You know what I mean? And we get frustrated. We've talked about this in private. Like we get frustrated because we're like, dude, we're doing so much, or we're doing just enough for this guys to finish it off, and nothing is happening. Like what the fuck? Like we're victims of that too. This is not just a one-way street where we give out shit and don't take nothing back. No, no, we eat shit just as much, right? So, yeah, bro, just good sport from me to you, bro. Like, there's no ill intentions there. There are just none. Just seeing things for what they are, not for what I wish them to be. So moving on, bro. So let's see here. I can't remember how keep track of how many people. Okay, so we did uh, Relentless, Felipe, Platinum, Sir, um, some other dude, I'm sure. Let's Let's do Rocha, man. Let's do Rocha. Let's give our opinion about Rocha. Again, Rocha, man. I don't know you personally. I have spoken to you through chat messages, like on live streams. Uh, oh, we also review Bubbler, and so Jalsi and Douchebag are the only ones left after Rocha. Okay, cool. Okay, so not many, and within the time frame that I was predicting. So very good, very good. All right, so Rocha, man. Again, I don't know him personally. I don't know him literally you when you were on Unrush. See, bro, so, see, blah, see, bro, like it applies to multiple things. You know what I mean? Like this is also generally speaking. It's not just strictly talking about Most Wanted and Need for Speed or whatever. No, it's about many other aspects of life where you may find yourself in. So, um, okay, so Rocha, I don't know him personally. I have spoken to him, uh, like I said, through like messages on the chat in the chat or whatever. Um, the dude, I'm just gonna like I said, bro. I'll start out with a negative and I'll end it on a positive note. All right. He used to suck, like so bad, bro. Like Rocha was, oh my god, bro. Like Rocha on PS3 was terrible. He was bad. Okay. He was just a bad player. He was the definition of a bad player. That's all he was. Rocha, man. No ill intention. I'll say something nice about you, bro, but you were a terrible player on PS3, and that's okay. Like that's not a sin. That's not, you know, something that you need to, fucking lose sleep over. It's just, it's the way she goes, boys. It's the way she goes. For a very long time as well. Okay, it was just, it's okay, bro. Like I was bad too. Okay, like I'm still bad sometimes, maybe most of the time, but that's not the point. He for a very long time on PS3, he was not the greatest player. All right, um, he was just terrible on weapons, terrible on timing, bad as a cop, bad as a racer, slow as Most Wanted. But since there's no more negative shit to say about him, I am now gonna move on to the positives. Right, and this game, Need for Speed Remaster for Rocha, was like finding water in the desert. Like it really was. It was like a fucking rainstorm in the middle of the Sahara. Like this game improved his gameplay so dramatically. Like, and the fact that he joined IED for a little bit, or I don't think if he still is IED or those guys, the South Americans, he learned a lot from them. And that is something that I can appreciate. Because if you know anything about IED, is that they are extremely good racers. All right, they are very good racers, very fast. They have multiple world records, which are really really good, both personal and collectively. So when he joined IED, um, I know this for a fact because I would see him playing a lot of race with them, right? And here's the thing: when you hang out with decent players, it's bound to happen. Even if they use you as a punching bag, right? Which is a lot of the times the terms used for this less skill players, right? Like like I said, I don't want to bash anybody because we're kind of like construct people, not hurt them, Um, But when you hang out with good players or decent players, see like that right there, I don't know what the hell they were doing. Um, I don't know why this guy, you know, did that or why the other dudes didn't get out of the way and shit. But it is what it is. So when you hang out with either good fighters in the game or fast racers or good most wanted players or really good hot pursuit players or arms race players, it's bound to happen that you get good. Like you will pick up on some of their skill. You will pick up on a lot of the different things that they do, and you'll start to catch yourself paying attention to the details, right? Because you will understand the theory as a whole, But the practice is what matters, and practice makes perfect. But the only way to get perfect is to be really, really sensible with the details. So it's like, what am I doing that is not quite right working, right? So he got a lot of speed. I feel like, he's not the fastest by any mean, but he got a lot of speed from playing with IED, and it helped him. And another thing too that has helped him is his weapon management. It is much, much better now. As you will see in this battle, and as you've been seeing in this battle, it is much better now. Um, so overall, like I said, this game to him was like water in the desert. So, props to him for actually taking the time and getting better. Sometimes, people will tell you, oh, you should get better, and you're like, how? But they don't tell you how. Well, this guy figured it out on his own, and you know, he's playing at a really, really decent level. Um, well, not right now because he's busted, but um, he is playing really good now versus what he used to play like. So props to him. And then last but not least, we have, let's see, Douchebag and Yelsey. And we'll just do Yelsey next because I don't really know anything about Douchebag, so I'll just keep it very short and sweet, right? So let's see here. Just give me 1 second. Just gonna rewind something real quick. All right, there we go. Not this though, something else. So Yelsey has been around forever. That guy is as old as time, both in real life and in the game. He's been around since day one. Um, he's been on Xbox. He's been on yeah. You're the last, but you're not here, bro. Um, I'm talking about people here. He's been on PS3. He's been on Xbox again, as you can see now. So Yalsi, um, he used to be in Blacklist. He was in Blacklist. Yeah, he used to be a Blacklist player. Yalsi, very good player, man. Very good player. I really don't have a lot to say about Yalsi. He to this day, Yalsi thinks that RMCF AFC is RAM. Like it doesn't matter what you tell him. It doesn't matter who tells him. He believes in his heart that RMCF AFC me is RAM. Don't know why. Again, I don't have a problem with Yalsi. I really don't. I think he's a really great player. Like I think he's, you know, better than most of the people. Um, yeah, Yalsi was in BL before Betty. Yeah, he was. Back in 2012, he left in 2013, more or less. But he didn't leave. Yalsi didn't really leave. Yalsi sort of like phased himself out of BL. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't remember if he actually said I'm leaving, but I don't remember him saying that. Or maybe I wasn't in BL before he left. No, I was already in BL when he sort of like went away. Because we were teammates for a little bit. Not too long though. But yeah, he was in BL. Again, very good player. Sometimes the only thing about Yalsi, man, that it doesn't bother me because he's doing well. Like he doesn't need any advice. But the only thing that bothers me about Yalsi is that sometimes, I'm not saying this happens all the time, but sometimes he will fuck up hella quick in the round and get himself busted as a racer. That's one thing that I don't know if he has to get up to like go do something, but it's not even that he gets up to do something because I've noticed like in the rounds where he got fucked up within like 10, 20 seconds of the round, he was playing. So it's not like he dropped the controller and just went away. Now he was playing. So that's something that like I said, I don't know if he's doing it on purpose. I don't know if he has like a reset round every couple of rounds, but what do you call it? He knows what he's doing, man, right? He was your best partner in this mix. I mean, you had Blubber and Platinum, bro. Like even yeah, bro. Yeah, he's just whatever. Of course, he was gonna be your biggest help, too. The fuck, you know. So yeah, man, Jalsi, very strong player, man. Jalsi will fit into any team nicely. He's a good player. I don't really have shit to say about Yalsi, man. Yalsi is a good player. Yes, he is. As a cop, He can do good as a racer. If it wasn't for those fucking rounds that he sort of like, goes retarded for the round, he would be perfect. But other than that, and it's not like it happens often, but when it happens, it's like, come on, bro. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, just sit out. Like, don't even start the round. You still give him credit? Oh, yeah, no, yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, bro. I haven't said a single negative thing about him. Except for the fact that some rounds he just eats shit like 10 seconds into the round. But that's not even a negative. That's just, random shit that trends that I noticed, algorithms that I picked up here and there. Um, So yeah, that's just my take on Yossi, man. Other than that, like I say, he's a very very good racer, very good cop. So very dependable. You can trust him. Yeah, you can definitely trust him to take care of shit. So that's what I got to say about him. And let's see. And last but definitely not least, we have douchebag. I think he came from I want to say Xbox, right? I'm pretty sure that douchebag came over from Xbox. The 360, not like whatever he has right now. I don't know if he has the Series X or Xbox One, or I don't know if it's even a thing on Xbox One. But I don't have an Xbox, so I don't fucking know. Whatever generation they're on, I just know like the X is like the most newest one, I guess, and even that shit is like 3 years old now. Um, but yeah, I think douchebag came from Xbox 360. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Another decent player. Um, another decent player. Not a whole lot to say about him as far as the negatives are concerned. I mean, for who he is. And again, and again, I hope he doesn't take it like, oh, Weil is talking shit about me, or why is he picking on me, or everybody gets it, all right? Everybody gets it. I don't really care who gets it. Everybody gets it, even me. So let's see here. Yeah, not a whole lot to say about him. Very solid player. I haven't played with him as much as I would have wanted to, maybe, just to see like what else he can bring to the table. Just from what I can see in regular lobbies and just random mixes, the guy can hold his weight. The guy can. He's a dependable resource. All right. And I know that sounds fucked up because it sounds like you're using the person, but that's not the case. It's just a way of speaking. Sorry if it offends you. That type of shit. Black Lives Matter, right? I mean, whatever. Anyways, so I think that he's a very solid player. For his skill set, I think he's got it going on. I think that he can hold his weight against tough opposition, and he can definitely trade some fucking blows with them. So yeah, good game to douchebag. I wish him well and hope he gets better, man. Because it's good to see more and more people getting really good at this game, and it just pushes the level to the maximum, man. Who doesn't like to see a good most wanted battle? Who doesn't like to see a good like 12-minute round? And you don't know what's gonna happen. Like everybody likes that shit, man. It's why we still play after so many years. So props to him. I hope he keeps improving. So good game, bro. If anything, you should be working on is getting better, bro, because you already doing things right. So that's all I gotta say about him. Like I said, I don't know him personally, so hope he takes it in good spirit. Maybe he has a laugh, maybe not. It's all good. Let's see here. And then we said we were gonna talk shit about City. All right, man. Let's talk about shit about City. So City, um, let's see, just to give you sort of like a background about City. City joined us from. He could have avoided those spikes, but he would have slowed down the cops behind. So I don't know. That's just one way of seeing things, right? City joined us from um, Super Hot Pursuit on PS3. He was a super player, I think. Right? Hey, City, were you a super player? I'm pretty sure, man. We had this conversation before. I can't remember though. I think you were, yeah, bro. I think you were a fucking not a PS, a super player. Hot Pursuit though, right? Or were you a Hot Pursuit player, bro? Like, I don't know. Well, came over to us. It doesn't matter where the fuck he came over from. All it matters is that he joined us, and it was good. Uh, Alright, man. As with Sir, man. Don't take it as a negative. Everybody gets it. It's okay. All right. You don't have the greatest start, um, and that's just, you already knew this, right? So I'm not gonna say nothing you didn't know. But you didn't have the greatest start. Your biggest issue was the speed difference. Um, you never got adjusted to it. I don't know what happened. I don't know what went wrong in the learning process. If you could have done it, if you could do it all over again, I guess only you would know exactly what went wrong during the migration from super speed to exotic speed, because the difference is only 30 miles an hour at most. So that was always an issue for you. And like I said, we'll start with the negative, we'll get with the positive, right? So that was always an issue for you. The speed difference, and from hyper to exotic, it was even worse. I'm sorry, bro, but it's just the way it is. Like some of us do good, some of us do bad. It's okay, bro. Like you're not gonna die. You've been very successful after all. So that was always an issue. I feel like, oh, and they fucked up Sir right here. Oh, Sir he got fucked up by Rocha. What a bitch. Sir, that is. Sir, why would you fucking turn around like that, sir? What the fuck were you thinking, bro? Just go around, nigga. Like, what are you doing? Keep yourself alive. What the fuck, bro? So, the speed was always an issue. That, you know, it's sort of like you either have it or you don't, right? And, well, man, that was your biggest issue. Speed was a big problem. After the years, you understood things better as you played more and more with other blacklist members. Sort of like you hang out with some decent people, you will do decently, right? Like it's just a natural way of things, of flow. So speed was always the issue. However, this pattern, and again, man, I feel like going from one team to the other sort of like helped you in a positive way. Going from HP to BL, BL to HP, or from like to TS, or um, you know, and coming back to BL, and I think that helped you in a positive way, even though it doesn't look good, and I never agree with anything of that sort from the get-go. It doesn't matter what I think. What matters is that you did the right thing for what you thought was the right thing to do. So, with that being said, um, the fact that you decided to join this different sort of teams opened up your mindset a bit, because you got to experience what different clans or different teams or different associations or different groups of people saw as good, right? And remember, perception is reality. If you think that blue is yellow and yellow is green and a dog is an elephant and that type of shit, like, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, because your perception is, it's true in such a way where no matter what reality is, you know, you will stick to your truth. So when the beneficial side of joining different teams, especially like the good ones, right? Because if you join, and I'm not gonna call out names because people will get in their feelings, and we already had the conversation earlier today, and I'm trying to go to sleep, right? So when you join certain teams, your skill level doesn't really change. If anything, it could be worse, because now you're going to be put into a situation where if you're a decent player and you join a team that is not, it's not the greatest, this guy's going to get fucked. Yeah, he got fucked. Um, your skill level will be affected by that, right? So I'll use a perfect example. Fucking unholy, right? He was undercover in every fucking sense of the word you can think of. This nigga had more experience undercover than as a regular blacklist member. All right, I want you guys to know. I think the people who know him know, and I'm telling everybody now, 12 years later. But this guy was undercover everywhere. We had a problem with him. There was definitely a learning curve that got affected by every time Unholy would go undercover. So the problem with Unholy was he would go undercover and his skill level would drop. It happened every time, and the way I can prove it is, um, City and him had a battle, right? They had a battle in which they lost. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because I'm gonna make a point later on. Here you had City, here you had Unholy, here you had Blaze. Um, Blaze as in HP Blaze Patrol, not this Blaze right here, but the other Blaze. And this guys decided to battle those guys, right? I think it was like Hot Pursuit Sports. It was one of those like really, a slow version of Hot Pursuit, so slower cars. You had people with experience. You had both Unholy and Blaze, who at the time were extremely fast people. Okay, in reference to the time. Okay, I don't want to hear that because people will jump on the fucking will jump on people's nuts right away. Oh, but there's my friend has like 10 seconds faster time now. In 2022. Okay, this is 2012. Okay, the times were different. This is the point I'm trying to make. The times were different. For the time at that time, he was a fast racer. I'm not saying he was the fastest. I'm not saying he's the fastest ever. He was the fastest at that time compared to everybody else. And there weren't really any, really fast racers except for like Lancast and Unholy and Blast and, on PS3 there was a counterpart on Xbox, with Slippin, with IFR and them players, right? So and with the IRT and all those guys, and people like Toto, they were in the IRT, um, and they were extremely fast. So this guy's decided to, and I'll get to my point, but I want to explain the story so that you see the point, right? This is all the negative. Remember, this is all the negative, or the more negative things, I should say, about the decision making, the mindset, and the skill level that they had. So during this battle, long story short, they lost the battle, right? They lost. They lost. Plain and simple, they lost. GG. These guys had more skill. These guys had um, they had world record holders with Blaze and Unholy. They had somebody who was okay. City could have fucking destroyed any of those people who beat him in that battle in a one-on-one without even blinking. Like he would have done it with one hand holding his controller and the other one holding his nuts. Like that's how easy City skill level was versus those guys. So this is where mental decision making processes come into play. If you know you're sick, like if you have the flu, if you have temperature, if you have, if your stomach hurts, if you, have a headache, if you have, don't play the fucking game. Unholy knew it, CD knew it, Blaze knew it, but they were confident that the skill level alone would get them across the bridge. And instead, they crashed and burned. You see, this game is not only about dropping perfect spikes, and this is something that City had to learn the hard way. Because if there's one thing I know about City is that nothing was ever just handed to him. Everything was thrown on a fucking plate like a fucking bone, and it was chucked at him, saying, "Here you go. You either get it or you're gonna eat shit." Right? It was never with patience. It was never with understanding of the many situations that put him in shitty places, so he did the wrong decision or made the wrong decision every fucking time. Right? And I've had this conversation. in private. So this is not the first time that, people are hearing some of the shit I'm saying. All right, so I want you all to know that. All right, before you start, oh, we look at the way he's talking, or yeah, I know how it is. All right, just don't at me, bro. Don't at me, motherfucker. So they should have never played that battle. All right, who cares if the fucking noobs would have been talking shit? Since when is talking shit winning a battle? Since when is talking shit worth more than winning a battle? And in what universe is this? I want to know. Because it would be nice to just be able to talk shit about somebody and all of a sudden, defeat them. They should have let those guys talk shit, should have postponed the battle. They would have raped them. Because they did so like 2 or 3 times before they played. Because it wasn't like the first time they were playing. No, they had already played. And they beat the shit out of them. But those other guys, they picked up on the techniques. And you can tell in the battle because it was recorded and it is uploaded to YouTube. All right. Now I'm not gonna share the link because first of all, I don't even know where the fuck it is. I just know that it is there. All right. So look, I'll get to the point of this. City man, you always struggle in Most Wanted with your speed. It is not a secret to anybody. It is not a secret to you. It's okay. I have issues with speed. It's okay, bro. It's okay. So we migrated over to Need for Speed Remaster. I think that City, did you have a PS4 for this title, or were you always on PC? Because I can't fucking remember, man. And I know it's only been out for like 2 years, bro, but I don't remember. Did you have a PC or did you play this game on PS4 before you got a PC? How does that work? Help me out here, man. And then I'll get to the good stuff. So I'll just wait because I know there's a delay of like 15 seconds, bro. I gotta fix that shit. I gotta be able to talk to people and read like right away, bro. Like I don't like that lag. You had a PS4 and it was unplayable. See what I said earlier? True, true story, bro. Okay, so what was I gonna say? Shit, man. Okay, so oh yeah, so the new game, right? Okay, and I'll get to it, man. Like I'm just trying to like paint a picture because I think that the more details you give us, you know, on the way to show somebody success is I think that the more details you show and the more details you tell, will show people a more, a clear picture of what it was like, right? So I think it's better for people to understand exactly what it was like and how it happened, right? So just hang on, all right? Otherwise, I could just rage quit and then you'll never find out. All right, so just fucking hang on. I'll get to it. Don't rush me. Hold on. So with what I just said, right? Um, I think that it is very important to understand sometimes that you need to lose. You need to lose an argument to win a shouting contest. You feel me? Like it's just the way life works. You cannot always win at everything, right? It's just not possible. If it was possible, you would not be playing this game. You would be out there like winning the lottery or some shit because everything you do will be great, right? But that's not, that's neither here nor there. Um, you have to be able to apply sort of like a healthy, a well balanced, healthy mix of being good and also making the right decisions, right? So what I mean by that is you can be good. Like, there's a lot of good players, but are they making the right decisions, right? That's what I mean by that. Not all the time. There's good players. They make some pretty devastating decisions that end up costing people around the battle or even friendships. I know it did for me. It costed my friendship with Blast. Something that he fucked up on. I'm not immune to this shit. I suffer from it too. I want you all to know. So It's a bitch. It's a bitch because the hunger for victory will cause you to go blind for it as well, and in the way you can cause a lot of damage. So with that being said, if and this is the point. Yeah. Oh, and then we're gonna talk about BL inners. Oh God. Yeah. Those. Oh Jesus Lord. Yeah, that's even worse. Yeah. Oh my God. I don't give a fucking hell, man. Um. But back to City. Um. The most toxic ass inners you have ever witnessed. BL fucking inners. Oh my God, fucking God, dude. But we'll talk about it later. So when the new game uh, came out or whatever, uh, City was on PS4. The situation didn't improve. Um, he joined a couple of teams, TS, HP Patrol. Like I said before, when you hang out with good players or decent players, because not everybody's definition of good players will include everybody I just mentioned. Not from one side and not from the other and not from a third one. So you kind of know what I'm trying to say here, right? Like those guys will never admit that we're good. We'll never admit that they're good. HP will never admit that either one of us are good. Like it's kind of like playing rock paper scissors, and everybody picks a different one. Somebody picks rock, somebody picks scissors, somebody picks paper, and that type. So one will fuck the other, and the other one will fuck the one, and the one will fuck the other. It's like a chain effect. Like a chain reaction and shit. But so when you this guy's gonna get raped right here. Yep. Why are you in the mix if you're critical, bro? You're dumb as fuck for that. Like, get out of the way, bro. Like, why did you have to be there? You didn't have to be there in the mix. Now you got fucking raped by the spikes because you wanted to bust the most wanted. When you were critical, come on, bro, you were gonna get hit. Like, if the spikes didn't kill you, you were gonna get hit. So, anyways, so one thing that I have always um, preached and talked about is nobody dictates who you battle and when you battle. That's just sort of like rule number one. Nobody tells you how to run your team. Nobody tells you how to run your team. All right? Nobody. Not this team, not that other team, not this player, not this other player. Nobody. A team is run by the members and certain people in power. That's it. And when I say certain people in power, I mean the better players. And when I say the better players, I mean like three or four of everybody in the team. So you know what I'm trying to say here, right? Okay, there you go. Just to be on the same page with everybody else. So when you join different teams, you will, without knowing this, you will get several different ideologies of gameplay instilled into you, whether you want to pick up on it or not, because BL's gameplay is so different than TS's gameplay, and it's so different than HP Patrol gameplay, and it's so different than extreme gameplay, and it's so different than WSP gameplay. You know what I mean? So, and each one of those teams that I just mentioned has extremely good, um, really talented players, right? The first three being an example. So, when you have different ideologies, floating around in a team environment, you can't help it but to pick it up, right? Because if you go into a good team, if you're a decent player and you go into a very solid team like HP Patrol or TS or one of the ones, one of the bigger motherfuckers, one of the big sharks. If you go into that team, you cannot bring with you ideologies from other teams because I've been there myself when someone, and I'm not gonna say who, mentioned exactly what I just said in a chat. They said, "Well, in this team we used to do X, Y, and Z." I was like, who the fuck? Why the fuck are you bringing that shit to us? We don't fucking care. If it's a team that I have defeated multiple times before, it doesn't fuck. You think I want to know what the inner workings of TS are or the inner workings of HP Patrol? I don't really care for what their ideologies are. I just know that I respect mine and they respect theirs, and that's okay, right? So the first thing is when you join a good team and you're a decent player is don't bring in ideologies from other motherfuckers. Well, let's see what Betty says. Can't they take what they need and leave what they don't? Shit, don't tell me that. Tell them that. Like I never been the victim of that. Every team that I joined that was a strong team, I went in there as a blank sheet of paper, ready to just be soaked into whatever it is that they were trying to do. And I'll give you a good example later on, right? But City, once, getting a computer for him was like NFS remaster for Rocha. It was like finding water in the desert, right? So his gameplay got consistently better. Every spike got so much better. He even made a tutorial. Some people laughed at it. Some people said it was garbage. Some people said this. Some people said, you know what, man? I wish I could spike like that. You want to hear something nice? There you go. I wish I could spike like that. He fucks up sometimes. I fuck up more often than he does. Right? So let's just not get caught up in that bullshit right away. And just let me say that, alright? Just to get it out of the way before people start, just bashing motherfuckers for no reason. So when he joined HP, he had to sort of like get accustomed to unwritten HP Patrol rules. The way of play, who runs the show, you're just an addition, you're not going to be a shot caller. It's just the way it is. Alright? However, he hung around long enough that he picked up a lot of the good things that HP Patrol has. They have players like Neptune. They have players like Classic. They have players like Nero. They have players like Faisal. They have players like Toto, who are extremely good players. So what happens when you play these kinds of players? Just like what happens when you play like somebody like Sir. You have to you have to be like water, like Bruce Lee said, right? Be water, with his Chinese bitch ass ching chong ching bullshit. He said be like water, but he was right. You have to be like water. You have to sort of like be able to take the shape of whatever that ideology of play is. You have to be able to look at whatever they're doing and be able to hit the ground running as soon as you're called for a team battle. And what is the process usually? Because the process is the same all over, all across. It doesn't matter if you're in True Speed. It doesn't matter if you're in Blacklist. It doesn't matter if you're in HP Patrol. It doesn't matter what team you are. The structure of bringing up a player is the same way across the board. Nobody can argue that. So let's not pretend that what I'm saying is not true. And I know this is getting kind of lengthy, but I got time. And anybody who doesn't want to listen to this is free to go. All right? So I'll get to it, but I'm going to talk some shit along the way. And I'm not even talking shit. I'm just, speaking my mind. That's all I'm doing. So, if you think that I'm just going on and on and on and on, that's fine. You can leave. Nobody's forcing anybody. I'll get to the point, but I got to make sure that that you know all the details of my explanation. Otherwise, I feel like you might be left with a question or a comment or whatever. So that's why I'm doing this, and that's why it's taking so long. So when you have such talented players, right? Somebody in HP Patrol, right? Like Neptune. Neptune is very consistent. He doesn't play as much as he used to because of, he's got real life events happening, which are, life changing events, and, more power to him. Wish him nothing but the best. Dude is a monster of a player. Um, so when you play with somebody like Neptune, you know you have to do good. You know you have to do good. Talk about BL inners. Yeah, yeah. I'll talk about like in the last like 10 minutes of like the stream, bro. Cause like I said, I, I gotta get up early in the morning and shit. So, but I'll talk about them. I'll talk about them later though, like in another stream, cause it's like a whole stream all to itself. Um, and then I'll talk about inners and why the four horsemen were born out of a bad inner. The four horsemen were born because of a bad inner that me and Annie had, and I'll talk about it. And it's a fucking story all by its own, man. People don't know why the team, the four horsemen were created, man. Like, only the real ones know like the real reason why they were created. And I feel like it's a whole fucking stream to talk about it because people don't know, man. Like, people don't know. Well, anyway, that toxic. Oh man, when I say toxic, like Sir knows, man. Sir knows. It wasn't even toxic. It was just like, yeah, we're teammates, but we're gonna fuck you up, and we're gonna laugh in your face, and yeah, it's yeah. People left the team. Like friendships were lost, like actually lost, and people left the team for good. But we'll talk about it later. Like I said, it's a whole fucking stream all by itself. I got into huge fights with people who I ended up being the best of friends with. So, let's just, leave it for another stream because oh my God, it's just bad. So, when you play, I think like when you play with somebody like Neptune, or somebody like Toto or somebody like Tiger, because Tiger was good at one point, bro. Like, I'm not friends with Tiger. And people, oh, Tiger is garbage. Yeah, he's garbage now, but the guy was actually he was decent. Like he was a very good player at one point. Don't let that fool you, man. Don't let that fool you. Tiger beat Rio in a battle. So there you go. If that German ever wants to talk shit about Rio, he can't. Tiger beat him. Rio raped him later on, but Tiger has a win over Rio. People don't know that shit, but he's got a win over Rio. So there you go. Yeah. So when you play with players like that, um, you have to get better, right? And I'm pretty sure that City picked up a lot of skill being an HP patrol. He picked up a lot. There's just no other way, or there's just no other way. He had to pick up ideologies of play because they do things a certain way. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you what they are because, like I said, I don't care what they are. I'm here to find out a way to overcome them. That's why it's like knowing your enemy's weakness. If you consider somebody your rival and you want to beat them hand to hand, you don't really want to know their weakness. You want to figure it out. That's the beauty of beating someone. It's doing something that they had a plan for, and you overcame that shit, right? So I think there's more worth in that than just somebody telling you, oh, they're gonna do this at that point and this is gonna happen. Like you already know what the fuck and you're gonna be ready for it, and it's just I don't think it's a very honorable thing to do to know what the other ones will be doing. I think the beauty of the challenge it's in the mystery of what's gonna happen, right? So and then for reasons personal to him, he joined True Speed, right? And the process was once again, he was a clean sheet of paper. He knew what he had to do. He had very talented, fast people in the team who were gonna push him to do better, to go faster, to do this or do that, right? He was even used in a battle, right? City was used in a battle. They were sort of like they were shaping him to do things a certain way because you could hear it because there was talk during the battle. They were shaping him to be a certain way, to do things a certain in a certain manner or during a certain time. And you can see all this TS ideologies for better gameplay take shape in his mind because whether he wanted to learn or not, he was being taught how to do things a certain way, right? So and then came the problems or whatever, and again we're not talking about that, so let's not open up that can of worms again. um, he joined Blacklist again, right? you know Conversation was held. We didn't see why not he couldn't come back, but we didn't ask him right away, how were things done in HP or TS. I don't remember asking him any of that. I remember him telling me like, oh, things, didn't work out, or but it was never about gameplay or the way they were doing things. Like, it was not like he was interrogated to find out secrets about, the other side of the coin, right? So with that being said, again, he had to like reset a third time in a team environment where there was some skill, right, in BL. So he had to learn our way again, but he had an advantage. He already knew the things we were doing. He knew that fast, clear communication was going to be a major factor for doing better in BL this time around, and certain things were going to be expected without fail. Certain things were going to have to be executed without fail. I remember we had a conversation. I'm not gonna say when, but we had a conversation, and it went something like this, right? It went something along the lines of, okay, you want to beat this team, this is what you got to practice. This is what you got to do, right? And these are the players that are going to help you get there. And this is how you're going to have to do it. And there was a process put into place to shaping up the way this plan was going to be executed, with him being a big part of it. And this plan was going to be executed in a way that not only was going to be suited for him, right? Not only was going to suit him, but it was also going to be, a way to shape him up to be a decisive player in a decisive battle. Because if you ask, I'm talking about City. If you ask any player, let's say you ask any random, well, not random because nobody's random, right? Everybody kind of knows who everybody is, so there's really no like surprise as to who is, right? Like everybody knows like this guy is that guy, or this guy is that guy, or whatever. So um, he knew what he had to do, right? He knew what he had to do. He knew the plan that he had to execute in order to do what he wanted to do. But at the same time, um, if you ask any, I want to say, again, not shitting on anybody, not throwing shade, because I don't want to hear that garbage. Why is he talking shit? Why is he doing that? Like, I don't want to hear that shit. But if you ask any average player in private, I'm not saying do it publicly, but if you ask anybody in this lobby that we're watching right now, except for Sir, which team they want to beat, most of them are gonna say HB. Some of them are gonna say Blacklist. I would like to beat Blacklist at one point or another, or I would love it if I could beat TS. Right? Like these players are going to say that. These players are going to say that. And during this conversation, something along those lines was said, and a team was mentioned. I'll let you figure out the rest as to what team that was. I think it's pretty obvious and pretty easy to determine. I mean, you would have to be, I don't know, you would have to be crazy not to know. But everything was put into place. The battle was carried out, the plan was executed, and this guy had something he wanted. He defeated a team he wanted to defeat, and he did it in a way where it wasn't stressful. There was no pressure. If anything, some of the rounds they said were not easy, but they were favorable, right? Not to call them easy because there's no easy rounds. There's only favorable rounds. And the person, City, executed according to plan. That would have never been the case on PS3 in a million years. For the simple reason that he never had the exposure to different ideologies of gameplay. Was he playing undercover? Yeah, he was playing undercover. A lot. With Unholy. But what that friendship, and this is something I never told him, but that friendship actually ended up skill wise, and I don't want to get into it, but that friendship ended up costing him skill. Because whatever skill level Unholy had, City wanted to match. Whether it was good, and sometimes when it was bad. Decision making. Unholy should have been the sensible one and said, you know what, guys, we have somebody sick. You know, let's not battle. You know, let them talk shit. We'll get over it. It's not like it's gonna count if they talk shit, right? We'll ask for another week. Blah blah blah. So I think that tandem between Unholy and City was probably the worst thing that could happen to City because of how his skill got held back by Unholy. Because he was doing everything Unholy was doing. He was doing everything good Unholy was doing, everything bad Unholy was doing. He was being a mirror. So, with that being said, that is my take on you, City. Take it with a grain of salt, man. You know, I don't mean any harm, and you know this well. We are teammates after all, and I am very happy for your success here at Blacklist up until recently, or I should say recently, not up to, because you got the battle you wanted. You defeated the people you wanted to defeat, you know, with a team you feel comfortable with by doing the right thing. So, what that shows me is that finally you are willing to listen. Finally, you're willing to do things in a methodical way. And finally, you are able to execute properly. So, going from the skill set which City had on PS3 to the skill set that he has today, now, 2022, it's like night and day. You know, City is no longer a source of liability. And you guys fucking remember when we used to call people that? Oh man, you're fucking liability. Like wow, bro. Like we were dicks. We were dicks, man. Like we would call our teammates liability. I remember one day, and that was my review about you, City. I don't know if you agree with it. I don't know if you disagree with some of the things I said. It's the way I feel, bro. Please don't take it in any personal harmful way. It's just it's just me speaking my mind, bro. So I hope you continue to succeed in the way you have succeeded so far, and I wish you nothing but the best, bro. I really mean that. From one teammate to another. Um, but what was I gonna say, bro? Fuck, dude, I forgot my train of thought. I was gonna say some shit about fuck. Help me out here, chat. What was I gonna say? Fuck. I was in the middle of something when this shit got this. My mind just sort of like reset. Fuck, man. I was in the middle of a sentence when I started saying that. Shit. I was gonna talk about what the fuck was I gonna talk about? Was I gonna talk about battle or spot on? You enjoyed? Good to hear, bro. Good to hear. Let me see. What else should we talk about, man? I got like, what time is it? It's only 11. 11. Okay. Okay. Fuck it. I'll do 40 minutes and then I'll go to sleep late. I'm gonna get raped tomorrow, but it's fine. I'll talk about the toxic, the toxic, the toxic. Okay, I hold on though. Let me see. In 40 minutes, I can talk about either the birth of the Four Horsemen or BL inners. I'll let you guys decide, man. I talk about the birth of the Four Horsemen or I talk about BL's inners. You guys decide. 40 minutes is what I'll dedicate to whatever I'm gonna say, man, and then I have to go because man, I'm gonna get destroyed, man. And I don't drink coffee, so shit. I'm gonna get tested tomorrow, bro. The wild podcast continue. Yeah, bro. It's like a podcast and shit. Yeah. The Four Horsemen, inner battles. City says BL inners. Well, Betty, democracy wins 2-1. Like the French say, monsieur, oui, Democracy wins, baby. It's the way she goes, boys. It's the way she goes. All right, so let me see. Yeah, see the battles okay, we'll talk about the BL inner battles, right? We'll talk about a couple in specific, and we'll talk about them as in general. So at the beginning of 2000, and let's see, when did the Warriors merge with BL, man? Was it the summer of 2012, or was it the winter of 2012? But it was in 2012, or was it in the beginning of 2012? Because I was part of the Warriors, and this is very important, you guys, because I was part of the Warriors, and then the Warriors kind of like went away, but not really. The Warriors, the team died, the name died, but okay. Blaze says the summer of 2012. Okay. Um, man, hold on, man. Before I continue talking shit, bro, um, I gotta go get some water, bro. So I'll be right back. All right, I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. I'll be right back. All right, man. I'm back. Oh man, bro, I'm back, bro. So Sir just mentioned something that is okay. If anybody knows the shadow team that we joined, you know NFS history. Bro, that team was a I don't, bro. That fucking story about the Shadow Team is a whole stream all by itself, bro. People gotta hear that story someday, man. Oh shit, fucking Blaze says that he remembers that too. Yeah, bro. Yeah, we battled HP. Oh man, it was great, bro. It was fucking great, and we're gonna talk about it in like some future stream because um it was it's a story, man. It's a fucking story all by itself. So let me see, man. How long does this battle still have to go? So we have another like 48 minutes. Okay, so I'll try to like stay for that long. I don't guarantee it. So here we go. The Blacklist inner battles, man. Like the story of the Blacklist inner battles. So at the yeah, it was sometime during 2012, the summer, the Warriors sort of like died, right? So the Warriors sort of died, and we went our separate ways in a way, but not really. We always kept in contact and this and that and whatever else and blah 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 and that type of shit. So we joined BL, right? And I didn't want to join BL. Annie and Sir joined BL first. I never wanted to join BL. I wanted to fucking rape BL. I wanted to fucking destroy it. Yeah, and then yeah, Annie went to Killers. Yeah, that's a whole nother story too, bro. Like people, and that's how the Four Horsemen were born, and the story gets deeper and deeper. It's a rabbit hole. So I did not want to join BL. Like BL to me was not it, bro. Like BL to me was what BL is to some people today. You know, Anunnaki, bro. Like now you're just bringing up too many stories that I have to tell someday, bro. Yeah, but nah, bro. I'm talking about like way in the future, bro. Way in the future. Way in the future. Way in the future. Nah, we didn't join BL at the same time, bro. Yeah, see. Let me tell the story, bro, and you guys figure it out. So when I finally decided to join BL, it wasn't, it wasn't by choice. It was more by, it was more for benefit. If I'm being totally honest with you, and that's one thing that people don't realize that, the merge from, the Warriors and BL was beneficial to everybody. It was never about, anything else other than benefit. So I did not wanted to join BL. I wanted to beat BL first, and then but life sort of put me in a life sort of put me in a predicament, right? And and yeah, now that you guys have refreshed my memory, yeah, sir indeed joined BL first, and he took the fucking name BL7 like immediately. That bitch, like BL7, fucking sir, man, that fucking guy, that motherfucker. And then there's a story of the BL7s, and oh my god, bro, it goes on and on and on, bro. I could talk about it for hours. But anyways, man, we joined BL, right? It doesn't matter why we joined BL. I'll tell that story later when the Four Horsemen story comes up. But we end up joining BL. I joined BL, and and yeah. So we bring over a roster of players from the Warriors, which was it was let me see, it was Sir, it was me, it was Annie, it was Ram, it was Guy, it was Sonic, it was uh, it was Guy 9997. Remember Guy? Guy, man, man, CIR, man, CIR. Only certain people will know what I mean when I say that, man. Yeah, Guy, man, Guy was afraid to battle, bro. I don't know why Guy was always afraid to battle, bro. Like he never wanted to lose. And that guy hated losing, and he lost. Fucking guy. The one thing he avoided the most is the one thing that got him at the end. It's like, why you avoided a battle for so long? Yeah, exactly. We always begged them to play. But anyways, man. Anyways. It's about the battle, the inner battle. So we brought a roster of, 10, 12, talented players. Apollo was there, Sonic was there, me, Sir, Annie, the rest of the gang. Ram guy, um, so many people. So many people. I think I lost to Peter, man. Like he beat my ass in interceptor. He got me on some cheesy shit, bro. Like Peter got me on some cheesy shit. But he got it, bro. Like he earned it. He got it. It's all good in the hood. Like nobody's mad about it. So, anyways, man, we brought a bunch of fucking players to BL, right? And the problem with that is, well, when you bring a bunch of good players together, there's gonna be some disagreements, as to who should do what, who should be in battle, who should, it was always a problem at BL. Like people thought, it's BL is this dude. Like there was always a problem with when it came down to picking, the same fucking people for every fucking battle. Like it's just it was just a nightmare. Like managing so many good players in BL. Such a fucking headache. So here's the thing. It all started because one, we wanted to get good. Like we wanted to do better. We wanted to do better at BL. We understood that first and foremost, if we wanted to get better, we were gonna have to compete against each other, right? Or at least that was the train of thought. That was the idea. So in a chat full of 20, 30 people, because it got pretty fucking big. Um, the question was simple. This Sunday, back then, right, when everybody had like free time and shit, they were like, hey, this Sunday, who wants to be in an intermix battle? That's how it would start. That's how it would start. and then it would progress to get just to just get bad, and from bad to worse. BL had a big problem, and that big problem was called ego. You know, BL had an ego problem. Too many good names, too many good players, too much talent. At the time, for the time being, remember, I'm not saying forever, I'm not saying now, I'm not saying, no, for the time being, they were good. Better than the people, living during the same era. So, the problem with managing a super team is that everybody wants to play. That's just, that's just the truth. When everybody wants to play, yeah, exactly. It tends to create clashes between egos. Yeah, bro. When everybody wants to play, they they start to create these relationships between one another, right? Sort of like, City only sort of wanted to play with Unholy because he got along with him so well. I only wanted to play with Annie because we got along so well. You know, T Dutch only wanted to play with Sir because they got along so well. You know what I'm saying? So, Guy and Ram were another team that only wanted to play with one another because they got along so well. So there was this sort of like unspoken relationships um, between players, right? Like, I do better if I play with this player, or I do better if I play with that other player, or if you give me this combination of players, my team will be very strong, right? And and what this created at the time of mixed battles was a lot of discontent. And those guys were people who did not hold anything back, just the way I do. All right, this were people with like mindsets. All right, this were people that were just as good as I was. And remember, this was all when I was beginning to get good. All right, this was when I was still learning a lot. This was when we I was still learning. I was still learning from Annie. I was still learning from Sir. I was learning from Unholy. I was learning from T Dutch. I was learning from everywhere I could learn. I was taking tips and tricks and I was applying it to my gameplay, and it helped me out a lot. I wouldn't call them factions because factions usually fluctuate in power struggles. You'll see one faction take control of the team, you'll see another faction. So I wouldn't call them factions, although they do sound like factions, and it sounds terrible, man. But um, one thing was for sure, and I'm not spilling. A lot of people will say, oh, Weil is spilling the beans. Weil is telling on BL. Why is he telling all the secrets? I'm not. I'm not saying that people. I'm not saying things that people couldn't figure out on their own. Like, like this applies not only to BL. This applies to every single good team on earth. It doesn't matter what sport you play. It doesn't matter what e-sport you play. There's will always be issues within a good team, right? So here's where everything would always go wrong. So I remember this one time. I remember this one time, man. I'm not gonna mention the players that were there. If you were there, you will remember this. I said in the chat, I said, chat, let's I want to host a mixed battle on Sunday at X and X hours. Who wants in? The first 8 people, and remember, this is something that we were really good at. We would put out the request in the chat, and the first 8 people would get in. There was no oh, I gotta wait for my friend or save a spot for this guy or wait for that other motherfucker. No, it was you either say you're in or you don't say nothing at all and you don't get to play. Like, and these were battles that were gonna be intense. Everything was gonna get put on the line, but there were gonna be just inner battles among BL players, right? So I remember there was one time, all I fucking said was, Let's do a mixed battle or inner battle Sunday. Who wins in? Right? That's all I say. Sure shit. 7 players within a few minutes said me, 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 and me, and me, and me, and me. Right? Everybody said in. 7 players. Boom. Ready to go. So I'm not gonna lie, man. The mixed battle was a bit unbalanced. Okay? The mixed battle was definitely unbalanced. T Dutch and Ram were on the same team on the opposite team against me. Um, yeah, that used to be Sir, String Mustang. Fucking guy, man. Sir was an extreme, bro. Can you believe that shit? Fucking guy. Um, so T Dutch and Ram were in the same team. They were my opposition. All right. I had one good player with me. I'm not gonna say who, but he is a good player. We fucking ended those guys that day. To say that we beat their ass, it wasn't 10-0. Oh, don't get me wrong. It was not 10-0. It was not even a beatdown. It was 10-6, but we smacked the shit out of them. All right? Even though they got 6 points. It doesn't sound like we did, but trust me, I was there. I was there. It all started at 6-6, right? It all started at 6-6. Ram was going to be the most wanted in the shock and awe route. You know, that shock and awe route, you know where like the race start? You know, like on the side of the highway, like after the beach intersection, you know, that shock and awe that ends like right here, where this guy is right here. So the round started, and Ram was going to be the most wanted, right? 6-6. Remember, Hope Road West. I think that's the one, bro. It's like where Shock and Awe, like the race track where it starts. That's where that most wanted round started. So the round fucking starts, bro. Okay, and one thing that T Dutch hated, one one fucking like the one thing that T Dutch just could not, that just could not like you could be anything when playing with T Dutch. The one thing you could not be when playing with T Dutch was be slow as the most wanted. And the first time Ram was the most wanted, he used the Sterling Moss and he got away. I don't know why this man thought that he could get away in a GT2, right? I don't know. I don't know why he thought that the GT2 racer as the most wanted was smart idea. I don't know if he got cocky. I don't know if he felt like um, what do you call it? I don't know if he felt like the shifting in power was coming, after this round, or that he was gonna make a statement. Only he knows. Right? Anyways, man, he gets the fucking GT2. The round starts, and we fuck him up. We jump him, right? And you know where we jump him? You know that little like shortcut that you take off to the left, where the rocks are? That's where we got to him. And yeah, he must have felt our confidence. Yeah, there you go. So that's where we got to him. And we fuck Ram up, man. We slowed him down. We sort of like pinned him, but since the GT2 is so hard to pin, especially because it could like fishtail in like a circle, like in a one, it could do 360 like in the spot. You know what I mean? If you're stuck, all you have to do is hit like the gas and off to the side, and you're gonna like flip around, or not flip, like spin around and shit. So we fuck him up, and me being the captain of my team, And knowing well that, this has been a really like tough battle, but I feel like, this is the time to sort of like give it to my teammates, right? Like, because this is all psychological too, you know? This is all, I have always played that psychological card on people. Like, people don't understand that everything that I try to do, when it comes to the game, has to do with mental power over people. Because when you can break down somebody mentally, you can break them down physically, you can break them down during gameplay, you can break them down in any way you desire. But you have to break them down mentally. You have to make them believe that whatever you do is better than whatever they're doing, right? And you have to like play these mind games. So me being myself, right? And T-Dutch being the captain of the other team, this is captain to captain, I have the right to talk some shit. And what is he gonna do? Is he gonna like call me out to a 1v1? Like, no, that's not gonna happen. T-Dutch at the time fucking suck an interceptor. Everybody knows he spent like 2 years trying to beat Unholy. He finally did because Annie trained him. And, he wasn't gonna do that, right? So, in the old PS3 chats, if you guys remember, those things used to get toxic as a motherfucker, right? I simply said, all I said was smiley face, 7-6. That's all I said. That's all I said. And hey, what's up, Thomas? What up, Playboy? For whatever reason, Ram said LOL in the chat. That's all he said. He said LOL, but I understood why he said LOL. He said LOL as in, shit, I just got fucking raped. Oh, you want me to review Thomas's 1v1? Bro, it's too late, bro. You're asking me to do too much now. I'm already talking about this and I only got like 20 more minutes. I'll do it some other day, bro, like next weekend or something. you know? So, Rams, just being Ram, bro, like he was just, like I understood where he was coming from. All he said was, LOL. That's all he said. He's like, fuck, you guys got me. You fucked me up. T Dutch, he didn't find anything LOL about it. It was a fucking spark. It was like fire to dynamite. You know what I'm saying? It was just like adding fuel to a raging fire. T Dutch hated me talking shit to him. If there was one thing that T Dutch did not like was me talking shit to him. And I would give it to him. However, this time, for whatever reason, T Dutch ended up, he went absolutely crazy mad. You guys have no idea in the chat because they were not on mics. Because nobody was. It was like somebody flipped the switch in T Dutch's brain and said, that LOL, you have to make Ram pay for it. Anyways, as the rounds, we kept winning the rounds, 7-8 or 8-6 or 9-6. T Dutch just kept asking Ram to do more. Each time the round would end in the chat, Ram, do more. And Ram, let me tell you something, man. There was a limit to Ram's skill. Like, there was a limit. He wasn't the best. Like, Ram was not the best most wanted player, bro. Okay? He was good, but he wasn't the best. He was good enough for like Extreme, WSP, if they would have been there at the time, or, Dead Fast and all the other teams. Like, not the weaker teams, but the less, you know, the teams that were not, the top 2 or 3 teams. The other teams he was perfectly for. So I think that at 9-10 or 9-6, I'm sorry, I yeah, exactly. His biggest weakness was his speed and environments of speed. So yeah, you're absolutely right, Blaze. That was one of his weaknesses, or one of the skills that he could have been better at. At 9-6, we were gonna be racers for the last round, right, or whatever. Um, or yeah, we were. I think we were gonna be racers. I don't know. but we were confident. My team, my I was surprised because my team was not the greatest. And again, I don't want to call them out because it doesn't matter. All right, what matters is what happened next. So, um, it's 9-6. We're cops or racers next. We know we're gonna win. Like, me and my team, we have a separate chat because that's something that we used to do. Like the main battle chat was one chat, and then the Free Pasai 2022. Nah, bro, he did something terrible, and he's paying the price for it, bro. That guy should never be allowed to come outside again for what he did. Um, so we're confident, right? In my group chat that we made, like separate to this chat, we're working things out. We're working things out. you know I'm telling them like, hey guys, we got them against the ropes, you know what I mean? And they're like, yeah, yeah, while we're gonna fuck them up, and we're just we're in the heat of the moment, man. We're in good shape. We're dodging and weaving, bobbing and weaving, like bobbing and weaving, just taking it as it come, that type of shit. So at 6-9 or 9-6, I get on the chat again, and I'm doing the smiley face, I'm sending the little, like, with the horns, and the wow face, and I'm just trying to piss off T Dutch because I already I can tell just on the way he's typing that he is just ready to blow up. He's just ready to blow up. He's just ready to blow up, man. So I'm just waiting, man. I'm just waiting. I'm like, all right, man. It's they broke down from the inside out. Like, this is. Yeah, exactly. The smiley faces, bro. Like, oh, I hated that shit. I love doing it to people, but I would hate it when people would do it to me, bro. Like back in the day. Now I don't give a shit. It's just an emoji. It's just whatever. I know white people do it. Back then I thought it was trolling. Now I don't think shit about. You know. So I'm giving them all the smiles. And it's time to start the round, and I'm just laying into them, right? Laying into them because I know I'm gonna win. My team is gonna win, and good shit, right? Like, I want to win. So we win the round. We got away, or yeah, we got away. I think we got away quick. It's out, dude. It was like 2 minutes and we were out. Yeah, yeah. Wink, wink. Yeah. Piggybacking and shit. Um, as soon as soon as the round is over, man, T Dutch cuts off the power to his PS3. Like, he goes off, man. He doesn't say good game. He doesn't tell me why I'll go eat shit like he normally would. He doesn't tell me to eat cat shit or pigeon shit or duck shit because that was his thing. Why will be like the cat staring at you, pushing your glass. Yeah, exactly, bro. That's exactly the way, you know. And he doesn't say a word. He just leaves. Leaves. One of those just gets up, walks out of the chat. Like one of those things. I don't know if he unplugged it, bro, but as soon as the round said, most wanted, escaped or whatever, the player T Dutch, blacklist T Dutch left the chat or left the thing or left the lobby or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He leaves, man. Immediately, I go to the BL chat, right? Immediately, bro. I go to the BL chat. I'm talking shit to him, right? Because I'm like, bro, I just beat a good BL player. A win over T Dutch is, I'm not saying you should, it was something to dance over, but, you know, who can claim a victory over the pigeon, man? Not a lot of people, you know what I mean? Not a lot of people. And then we fucked them up in hentai, but that's a story for another stream. The story of hentai versus blacklist, and that stream is gonna take literally hours to fucking tell the story of hentai versus BL, cause he betrayed us, that piece of shit, and this was all his idea. Yeah, hentai versus BL was a whole, like, I gotta talk about that shit about at least 5 hours, man. That's how big of a battle that was, BL versus hentai. And well, anyways, so I get on the chat, man, and I'm talking shit to to T Dutch, right? I'm like, fuck you, you fucking pigeon, and you know me, man. I'm trying to cut deep, you know what I mean? I was I was trying to cut him deep, right? And he knew, and he knew, and he fucking knew what I was doing. And I thought, this is T Dutch, man. If somebody can talk shit, it's fucking T Dutch. With that broken ass English of his, I should say. T Dutch, T Dutch can talk some shit, bro. Like he's not, he'll tell you to go suck a dick. Like he will just tell you to fuck off. He ain't the one, bro. Like you don't want to get into a fucking emoji contest with T-Dutch because all he'll spam is that, winking smiley face, the one that pisses people off and shit after, you've been told that you're not right about something. Like he will spam that shit, right? So I'm like, all right, T-Dutch, bring it up, you fucking Polish piece of shit. And I'm just laying into him. So he sees the message in the BL chat, right? He sees it. He fucking sees it. You know, He reads it. He reads all the shit I've been saying. Doesn't even flinch, man. This guy doesn't even blink. This guy doesn't. It's not even. It's not phased by the fact that I'm talking shit to him. Nothing, man. He leaves me on read or read or whatever. He leaves me on scene. That type of shit. As soon as Ram comes into the chat, though, that's when it all went wrong. Ram. It's not that Ram didn't care. It's just that Ram was like, GG guys, like legitimately was like good games. We got fucked. Most of it was my fault. Like he understood the assignment. Like he knew why things happen. Some of it was because of him, and all he said was, "Wild, you piece of shit, GG's, you fucked us up, LOL." There was no LOL for T Dutch. He went off on Ram. He blamed them for every single round that they lost. Even though on like five of them, T Dutch was nowhere to be seen, bro. But he went on to just destroy Ram, bro. Telling him how much of a fucking noob he was. How much, he was a slow piece of shit most wanted player. That only noobs use the GT2. I mean, he wasn't wrong, okay? He wasn't wrong. It was just hilarious of like how angry he was at the fact that Ram was slow. Like he was legitimately pissed at how slow Ram was. You feel me? So they go at it. T Dutch ends up asking Ram to just fucking leave BL. And don't say poor Ram, man. You don't know who Ram is. Saying poor Ram is like saying give Bill Gates more money. Saying poor Ram. There's nothing poor Ram about poor Ram. That's one guy you do not want to have any sympathy, empathy, or apathy for. That is one person you don't want to be involved with. And I tell you that not to scare you away, but just the type of person he is when it comes to talking shit. Um, that's one person I wouldn't want to get into an argument with, man. Like, I just not. It's just not. It's just not. But anyways, T Dutch ends up telling Ram, because of the battle you caused me today, I want you out of BL. You know, he says, Ram, I want you out of BL ASAP. And that's my boy Ram, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's my boy Ram. Like, okay, here's something that you guys don't probably understand about loyalty about me, right? Like, do I talk a lot of shit? More than I should. Am I loud sometimes? More than I need to be. Am I out of line? A lot of the times, I wish I could control that. You know? No, Nero. What's up, Nero? I haven't been streaming since this morning, bro. Well, night for you. I took a break and then I came back like 2 hours ago or 3 hours ago or whatever. This is a new post, bro. I haven't been streaming, bro. So no, I'm just sharing some information here, some stories about BL, bro. So yeah, I want you to leave Blacklist as a meme. Okay, so okay, man. So I'm running short on time, so I'm just gonna like crunch the rest of it more or less, just for you guys to see like the level, of like I said, it wasn't toxic. It was just people being competitive. Yeah, I'm gonna review Nos Charge the next one. Yeah, I'll review Nero. Anyways, so back to the story, man. Don't let me don't let me get distracted, bro. I'm trying to finish the story for you guys to see like to what point Blacklist would go in inner battles. And there's more to this. This wasn't like the first and only one that this no there was like multiple other ones. So I remember that so he tells Ram, right? He tells Ram straight out, bro. They go at it like for at least 2 hours, bro. And the chat just, fuck you, and you remember you spike like this, and fuck you, where were you this round, and where was Ram this round, and where was, this round, and just blaming back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So, so, um, so Ram, Ram has, he's got a personality like unlike anybody I ever met. Like he's got a personality that he's one of a kind. Those of us who were lucky enough to know him personally can tell you. Those of us who were lucky enough to be closer to him as as a person more than a teammate, we can tell you the type of person he was. He was a character, all right. He was a character. He was his own in his own world, and he's one whose story should be told. So Ram fucking like he like and I can tell you, man, like and everybody's staying out of it because this is a problem between two teammates. Nobody gets in between. Nobody takes any sides unless what happens next happens, right? So unless what I'm about to tell you happens, nobody takes any sides, right? And that was a rule. If two teammates fight, nobody knows and nobody takes any sides, right? But this was not one of those cases. Everybody fucking knew because it got leaked. It got leaked. Like this is not a secret that nobody knew about. No, all the information got fucking leaked. So, and I'll tell you how it got leaked. And not everybody knew. The information was leaked, but not everybody knew. So he tells Ram, "Hey man, I don't want you in BL." And remember, this is T Dutch. This is somebody in Blacklist that can make that decision. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody with enough um, pulling power in BL, and this video is about to be over, man. Holy shit, that was quick. So we're just gonna like let her run. We're not gonna like fast forward because then we'll kill time. And I'm almost done anyways. So he tells Ram, "Hey man, I want you out. Like I want you out. I want you gone. I don't want you to play in BL. You're too slow. You're a fucking noob. Blah blah blah. This and that. I want you gone. I want you gone, and there's nothing you can do, or there's nothing anybody can do to like change my mind. I want you gone, right? So, so he he straight up like Ram was that type of person that if you tell him something, enough times, he's gonna take your word for it, right? At first, he thought T Dust was playing, and he was just like, "Oh, you're just talking shit. You don't really, want that. You don't, And then he realizes that uh, it was around that time, bro. He realizes, right? Ram realizes that, hey, this guy is kicking me out. This guy, wants me gone, right? And this guy proceeds to do the most gangsta ass thing I have ever seen anybody do, man. You know what that nigga says? You know what that nigga does? He says, "You want me gone? You seriously want me to leave Blacklist?" And word for word, this is exactly what this motherfucker says. And I wish I could do his voice. This is what this nigga says. He says, "Cool." Word for word. "I'll leave, but while Sir, Annie, Sonic, he mentions every warrior, is leaving with me." This nigga went ahead and made a whole team ass fucking decision all by himself, right? T Dutch is not backed up by anybody. Like nobody's with T Dutch. You know, nobody's with T Dutch on this one, and nobody from the Warriors says no. We all kind of say If Ram goes, we and this team gets disintegrated right now. I leave first. And the mood in that fucking chat room completely changes from one moment to the next. You see, it's not so much of how toxic the situation was, is what we were willing to do to win a battle. I want to leave you with that. If you believe in something, if you are tight with people in a group, in a team setting, if you're in TS, if you're in HP Patrol, if you're in Blacklist, the loyalty level will run deep. Just like he was so confident in saying, if I leave, my team leaves with me, we were confident enough in doing so, if asked to. And we were going to leave. I was ready to leave. I wanted to beat, I wanted to beat BL. I wanted to beat him. It's why I joined Annie in Killers at one point. And then the Horsemen were born because of the shit that happened there. But I wanted to beat Blacklist. So I said, this is a perfect opportunity. I'm gonna go ahead and use their disagreement for my own benefit. We leave. As soon as we leave, I'm gonna ask BL for a battle. And I know T-Touch is gonna be there. And I'm gonna fuck his ass up. And just the way I was gonna fuck Unholy and the way I was gonna fuck anybody who would have played for Blacklist that day. Right? And this was the case for every inner battle that happened. We didn't know how to lose. And losing to our own teammates was humiliating. It was depressing. It was a sad time. Nobody wanted to lose an inner battle. Inner battles in Blacklist got so fucking competitive that unless the top 8 players played in that mixed battle, somebody was getting raped. Right? And I'm not even talking about the beatdowns. I'm not even talking about the real nasty inner battles, the ones that ended 10 to 1, 10 to 2, 10 to 3 because anything anything that Blacklist would take part in, the best players had to be a part of, right? So Blacklist inner battles were consistently more and more challenging because everybody in Blacklist fucking hated to lose. And if you lost and you were in my team, I was going to fucking have your ass ripped out if you fucked up this much. Right? So it created this really sort of like uncomfortable. All right, man, go to work, bro. Shit. See you in the future, bro. Salam alaikum, brother. So, peace, brother. Peace be with you too, brother. See you later, man. Um, what that created was a very centralized blacklist, sort of like centralized power, right? It created centralized power in blacklist. So those inner battles were extremely good to determine exactly the level of skill that each and every one in blacklist had. Because when, for instance, when I would get stuck with shitty, players in blacklist, and there was a group of 30, okay? There was more than one bad player in blacklist. Somebody like Apollo. I remember. Okay, so real short story. I remember this battle, this inner battle. I had Apollo on my team. It was me, Apollo, Kunwar, and Devil. If it was a bad team. Okay, Kunwar was good. Kunwar was very good. Okay, I have nothing bad to say about Kunwar, but Apollo and Devil were just, oh god, man, they were just bad, bro. Like they were just bad. Like they were just bad, bro. And it was, I think it was Guy, Unholy, Ram and Sonic, I think the other team, yeah, we got fucked up. We got fucked up bad, bro. It was like 10-3, bro. We got destroyed. And and I was like, you know what, man? Fuck this. I went off on Devil and Apollo, man. I was talking shit to him, man. I didn't ask him to leave the team, obviously, because I wasn't gonna do that to him. But I, I said some nasty shit to him, bro. Especially Devil, because he used to drive the Moss as a racer. You remember? And he wasn't good, bro. Like he couldn't keep up. He never helped. Like Devil was just a all around bad player, man. And that day that me, Apollo, Kunwar, and Devil were in the same team, that was just that was toxic. That was just fucking toxic. And Devil could barely speak English. Apollo never got on the mic, and Kunwar, Kunwar was laggy as shit all the time, and we got fucked up. But I went off on him, and I remember Apollo, man. Apollo like killed me with kindness. Like Apollo taught me a lesson, you know, and how to behave. Um, I remember that day, man. I went off on Apollo and I said some nasty shit to him. I said, "You're a fucking noob, you ain't never gonna be shit, this and that." I mean, you can only imagine me being me. And Apollo just sat there, man, took it. He just, he let me get it all out in the chat, because that's where we would go to cry, to say the mean shit that we would say to each other. It was in the chat. And Apollo just stood there and took it, man. And I remember, man, after I was all done, I was exhausted from typing all the crazy shit I wanted to say to him. And he just sat there, man. And he goes, "Wild." Like he didn't say wild, right? But I knew he was talking to me. He said, "Bro, relax. It was only an inner battle, and we're teammates." That's all he said. And that shit destroyed me. I couldn't say anything. What the fuck was I gonna say? I was gonna keep insulting this guy just because, I knew the level of skill and yet I was expecting more. I was lying to myself. He was never lying. Going into the battle, he never said, "Weil, I'm gonna win this battle for you." So I was lying to myself. Which is why, and I'll bring it back to the point that I was making earlier about Sir. Sir, I told you I was gonna criticize myself, and I'm doing so right now. When he said that to me, I was immediately not angry anymore. Immediately. I didn't apologize, but I was no longer mad. I understood what he meant, and I just left it at that. So, give me one second. So, this battle is over, by the way, right here on the screen. So, I'm gonna just like rewind to whatever, and then, while I end up the stream, because I gotta go now. So, that's all he said to me. He said, he didn't say wild, but I knew he was speaking to me. He said, "Bro, it was just a BL inner battle, and we're in the same team. You know, it's okay." And he taught me a lesson that day, which is a lesson that, which is a skill that me and Sir can work on to become better players, which is have more patience for players who are not on the same timing and skill level as perhaps me and Sir are. And I'm not saying we're the best. I'm not claiming that. Nowhere near the best. Nowhere near. All right? So don't I don't want to hear that shit either. All right? But we really need to like work on that skill because not everybody's going to be the same skill level, right? So I wish I was better at that shit cuz I get caught in the moment. You fuck up, I assume that you're being retarded. I say shit to you and you could just hit me with, "Bro, I just found myself in a bad situation and I did what I have to do. It didn't work out." Right? So we that's something that we have to work on because it'll help us understand other people better. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way I feel about it. I hope that, these stories and this, I don't want to call them reviews because it sounds like, it's something that's something made out of like something material, right? I would just say opinions. I would just call them opinions about the game, about certain people, about things that I experience in a team. And again, this is not a secret to anybody. These are things that are well known. So, don't go thinking that, oh, Weil is, talking shit about, no, I'm not. This is all things that everybody already knew. So, with that being said, I think that I think that when you go through all these different experiences, right? When you go through all these different experiences, just like just like City was able to get better at certain things, I think that I was able to get better at understanding certain players. And I think this is true for everybody because the structure of bringing up a player has always been the same. When you have a new player in your team, what do? You put them to the test. You put them in a lobby that's not too strong, and then you see how they do, right? And then you give them a bullshit battle to see how they do in a battle environment, and then you give them a harder battle, and so on and so forth. So you're bringing up the player, and then you're executing, during the battle, right? So it's the same way. The same theory applies to one thing or the other, right? So we the better players, and I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and say that I belong to the more decent players, right? Because people have different opinions. We have to be able to understand that not everybody is at that level, right? So we have to, whether we like it or not, we have to, like, you know if we're playing in the top elite level or lobby, I'm sorry, then then you have to act accordingly. But if you're playing in a lobby where the skill set is, it's not as good as that other lobby, then you have to be able to adjust yourself. Because good players adjust themselves according to whatever is happening on the field, whatever is happening during the battle, right? So these inner battles brought out a lot of problems. Did they help us skill wise? If you were paying attention, they did. If you were paying attention to the drama, then you were there for a different reason. You know. So again, this is just things that happen um, between us. These are well-known things. Nothing I've said is a secret or should have never been said, or none of that. There are secrets that people will never know, but those will forever remain a secret. So, with that being said, man, I hope you guys enjoyed the little stream. Again, to the people that I gave my opinion about, don't take it personal. This was never an attack on nobody's person. Um, I hope that everybody who I gave my opinion about, I hope you guys are successful, if anything at all, because, well, what else am I gonna wish you for? I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say, I wish you're bad, or I wish you play bad, or nah, man, wish you play good. All right. So with that being said, I am gonna leave because, well, I am gonna leave. It's kind of late, man. I gotta go to sleep and shit. I gotta get up early in the morning. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this little stream. I'll come back later to do another one some other day, but for now, um, good night and take care of yourself.